Hi everyone, I'm Sam.
I'm Claire.
And we're starting the
Webseries Tag!
What is your all-time favorite web series?
The autobiography of Jane Eyre.
Blue.
What is your favorite character?
Kate from Kate the Cursed.
Lydia from the Lizzie Bennet Diaries.
Literary or non-literary?
Always literary.
Literary. I feel like literary is a genre I enjoy much more, but I feel like it's easier to supersede the standard with non-literary.
The characters are way better thought out in literary web series. Most underrated currently airing show and why people should watch it.
If people aren't watching Call Me Katie, it is so real. And there's so much LGBTQ plus representation, and there's characters with disabilities.
From Mansfield with Love. The characters are so good, and I love them, and they're my babies, and I just... Rory.
What show has the best representation in Category 1, Races? The Adventures of Awkward Black Girl?
It has, really good representation. It's made by Black creators, but I think it should have gotten more press.
I don't know. I feel like none of the web series that I watch have a whole bunch of racial representation, which is a problem.
LGBTQIA+, or gender and sexual minorities.
Carmilla is a really good one, but they don't say it in the actual web series. It's kind of just assumed or on social media.
It's losers and bruisers.
Yes! Every character is queer except for Bianca.
Yeah, and then she's their token straight character. It's great.
Any other vlog, losers and bruisers, they're the same thing. Disabilities.
I feel like this is severely lacking. Very,
very severely. I only thought about it because I watched Call Me Katie today, and Call Me Katie has a character with disabilities, and why isn't this in a more web series?
They've had characters that are neurodivergent. How can we improve representation in these categories?
The thing is, it's so difficult because a lot of these series start with no funding whatsoever, and it's just them and their friends filming videos, doing a web series because it's fun, and they don't expect them to get big and them to maybe actually make a little bit of money off of it so that they actually have an obligation to their audience to represent these categories.
With big web series, they could definitely be focusing more on representation, but smaller web series really depends on who you are and who you're surrounded by. But if you're a bigger web series, you need to get your shit straight.
Should web series move away from crowdfunding? And what are some viable options to replace that? Although grants would be nice, we don't have any sort of influence over that.
I've been hearing a lot about having sponsorships.
ModCloth sponsors so many shows, and it's really awesome because then they don't have to rely on crowdfunding as much, at least. Yeah. I read on Tumblr about how Carmilla does it, where it's sponsored by You by Kotex, which doesn't appear in the actual series. So the fandom knows that You by Kotex is sponsoring the series, and it's going to convince a lot of the fans to switch from their normal tampon brand to You by Kotex.
I think it's hard for fans to say what creators should do in regards to money. If you could create an award for a web series, what would it be? Who would win? And what?
Most faithful adaptation?
Jane Eyre was so closely related to the character of Jane Eyre. The way they worked religion in and her relationship with her family. I